Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Vlogust. It is a new week, a new day. Enjoy a Monday, I do, for a fresh start.
I mean, Milo's showing you his sausage roll. Has there been a better lunch? This is steak and camembert sandwiches. Milo wanted a warm sausage roll, standard. And Milo wants to watch this, which is apparently some kind of crossover with The Big Show. I've put on some fake tan. This is the Dove Dermis Spell mousse that I was trying to get my hands on. Not convinced. Someone did tell me when I met, like, look at this. It's been on for maybe 5 or 6 minutes, and that bit of mousse that I didn't rub in hasn't actually absorbed at all. I just feel really kind of clammy, especially with it being so warm today. Even like on my top lip, I feel really sweaty. This is not fun. Someone mentioned when I said I wanted to try it that they found the same thing, that it just didn't absorb. So we'll see how it goes, but I think Money's trying to tell us that he is warm, but being next to the radiator is a strange way to do that.
Mummy.
Guys, I've just found the world's longest hair. I'm not going to be able to show you this on camera, but Ella just watched and I was talking to her and I was like, oh, just get rid of this hair on my arm. Oh my god, it's attached to my arm. It's like this long. So I put more of the fake tan on. It's the tackiest fake tan ever in the history of the world. I put more of it on because I felt like it wasn't really doing anything. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna have a bath right before bed and then we'll see the result in the morning. But so far, not my fave. I was just going through the comments from yesterday's vlog, today's vlog, the previous vlogs. I've really not been great at responding to comments recently. That used to be my jam. I was like on it. And I decided it wasn't as important as I was making it. And now I feel bad because I'm not responding to nearly as many comments as I used to. So I think really tomorrow I might kind of have like a proper sit down session and just sit down session sounds weird. A responding session, sit down and actually like go through everything. But loads and loads of questions surrounding viewing houses before you've had enough of viewing houses, before you've had like a decision in principle, whether or not mortgages are available right now, loads and loads of house specific things. So I think I'm probably gonna collate them all and do some kind of FAQ or like a Q&A surrounding the move as we go through the process. We're officially on the market. We have got our for sale sign outside. That was very aggressive. The guy that's just didn't knock on the door, didn't acknowledge that he was doing it at all, just wandered in front of the living room window, knocked it in with a massive sledgehammer, and me and I were like, what is this guy doing? Took me a minute. So everything's kind of like good to go, but I understand the questions that people have got. Some people have got questions about like catchment areas for schools and stuff as well, which is interesting, but they're like mostly non-UK commenters. But we've got a mortgage right now. I think that's one of the things that is kind of perplexing people most of all, is that when we move, we will be moving the mortgage that we have to a new house. Our new house will be a slightly lesser value than our current house. We've got some savings plus the equity. Mum and Dad will take some of the equity out of the house that they put into it, and basically we're just going to move our mortgage from one house to another, and that's already been kind of checked in terms of affordability. The only problem I've got so far is that my identity's been stolen about 150 times in the last 8 years, and I've got one particular case that's just been resolved and just been taken off my credit file. Super frustrating because I had like a amazing credit score for the first time in my life, and it was greatly diminished by this insane thing that happened that was nothing to do with me. So that's been taken off, but I'm kind of in that weird grey area right now, if it's ever happened to you before, where it's still showing up on searches even though it's not on my credit report anymore. So I'm kind of in the middle of finding a way around that and finding out how I can prove to lenders that that wasn't me. Hopefully when they go through and do, because I told my mortgage advisor that I wanted to do the decision in principle checks really early, knowing about that. And so we're kind of going through those motions pretty early on. So although we won't have sold our house, we will have gone through kind of the mortgage checks and things. We'll have had the proof that we can buy the house effectively. So yeah, loads of questions that I wasn't expecting, and loads of comments about moving from people who've moved during COVID, which have been really interesting too. Lots of people putting their houses on the market, lots of people moving, lots of people through Instagram have contacted me to tell me they've moved, and it's actually been much more smooth sailing than they thought. One of the houses that we saw on Saturday and fell in love with, we've been looking in that general area, and because they'd done out the loft and they had like attic rooms, which would be Ella's bedroom, which she's like mega excited about, but because they've done that in these other houses that we've looked at, now we're looking at houses where the 3rd bedroom wasn't big enough, but they're all that style of house, like an older house, and looking into how expensive it would be to do an attic conversion, a loft conversion for one of these like extra rooms. One of the people had actually taken the space underneath the stairs and made like an ensuite to the master bedroom, which was really nice in this house we loved. But if you guys have ever done any kind of like conversion, a loft conversion, a garage conversion, is it incredibly disruptive? I mean, of course it's going to be, but is it something that it was worth it in the end? Do you wish that you just had a house that was big enough to begin with? It's something that I'm totally up for, but I'm also up for like a lot of renovations, whereas Lee is more, he wants it to be moving ready. But a lot of these houses we're looking at are perfect, but the 3rd bedroom is just not big enough. And so I want to know that we can grow into that space, maybe not immediately, but within the first 6 months we can do those renovations so that Ella's got a larger space to live in. So yeah, we'd be really interested to know if you've had to go through those things. How easy was it? I don't know. But that's going to be it for today. I didn't really do a lot because Ella's like spent most of the day downstairs with me, so we watched some movies and stuff. Played Animal Crossing. If you play Animal Crossing, I haven't really got into the dream thing yet, but I'm doing out my village, town, whatever you call it, island. And once it's done, I'm gonna, this is like so boring for those of you that don't play, but I'm gonna upload it to the dream suite thing, and I will share my dream address. Is that what it's called? I don't know, I haven't played it yet. I've just kind of changed the whole thing. This has been my complete escapism this weekend, just tiling an entire island so that weeds don't grow. It's insane, completely monotonous and pointless, the least productive hobby that I have. Maybe not the least, but a relatively unproductive hobby, and yet I love it. Completely mindless. So I'm going to go back to that this evening. Hope you guys have a good time, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of